Hey everybody out there, welcome to another edition of Mise Watch. This time we're doing the top 16 for the May 2024 um, Premodern Monthly. Uh, Sorry for the delay, of course, computer issues always. The match is between uh, Matt Harper, he's on Pattern Rector, and his opponent is Brian Selden. He's on blue, green, survival madness. Sweet survival right there too with the LobsterCon stamp. Other than that, let's see if this works. Hey guys, everything looks to be firing right, so good luck and talk to you at the end.
Okay.
Okay. Right, so I've mulled to 6 on the play. So I'll start with a Carplucent Forest and pass the turn.
An island and a careful study.
Oh, okay.
1, 2.
Is this going to be the great discard 2 squeeze?
Unfortunately, I'm going to discard deep analysis and an island.
Okay.
Your turn.
And I'll drop a City of Brass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a damage from the city. Go 19. I'll try Wall of Roots.
Yeah, I'm in daze.
Okay. And I'll pass the turn.
Land. Play another careful study.
Yep.
1, 2. Whew. Pitch 2 lands. Your turn.
Untap. And drop. Play another City of Brass.
Mm-hmm.
Take another damage off the city. Go to 18. And I'll play Survival.
Yeah, that resolves.
And I'll pass the turn.
I'm going to flashback deep analysis.
Okay.
Alright, it's your turn.
End of your turn. I'll take a damage. Go to 17. I'll survival a Phyrexian Ghoul.
Yep.
And I will go and get Squid.
Yep.
Untap. And drop. That's fine. Play a Phyrexian Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Take a damage from City of Brass down to 16. And play Phyrexian Ghoul.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn.
You have 2 cards?
Yep.
Play a Wasteland.
Yep.
I'll play a Rootwalla. And
Okay.
your turn.
End of turn, I'll take a damage down to 15. Survival screen.
Yep.
Go and get Wall of Roots. Untap.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
What life are you on?
Hold on. After you do that, I'm gonna think.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm at 17.
Okay. Thinking whether to wasteland something.
I'm gonna wasteland the Preclusion Forest.
Conclusion Forest. Okay. I'll untap. Return Squeak.
Mm-hmm.
And drop. I'll play a Lamore Wastes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Get damage off the City of Brass. 14. Play Wall of Roots.
Yep.
I'll take a damage from there. I'm going to kill myself at this rate. Down to 13. I'm going to Cabal Therapy targeting you.
Yeah. Resolves.
You got how many cards in your hand?
2, 4, 6.
6 cards. And that's what's in play? Is that a Rootwalla, did you say?
Mongrel.
Wild Mongrel. Wild Mongrel. So I am going to name Arrogant Worm.
So Rootwalla. Yes. I'll keep it exposed.
Okay, cool. Thank you. You know I've got a squid.
Yep.
Okay, Rootwalla Days. Okay. I'm going to put a counter on the Wall of Roots and Survival Squeak.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go and get Bird of Paradise.
Okay.
And I'll take a damage down to 12. And I'll cast a Bird of Paradise.
Yeah. Sure.
And I'll pass the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Man, those careful studies must have been really bad.
Oh man, you see how many lands I've drawn this game? Been a lot of lands.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Frantic Study.
Frantic Search, yeah.
Frantic 1, 2. Hold on. Not sure if I picked a card out of my graveyard or not. No, that's the card I drew. I am going to bin Arrogant Worm and Rootwalla.
Yeah.
And I'll put the trigger in the stack and do that.
Yeah.
And I played a land for the turn. And then I'll attack with the mongrel.
No blocks.
Go blocks. No blocks. I will attack for 4.
Okay. Puts me on 8.
Yeah, I'm still thinking if I want to do more than that. 8. Yeah, all right. We'll do that. 8.
Okay.
Your turn.
Untap. Return squee.
Yep.
Draw a card. Play forest. Survival squee.
Sure.
Go and get an academy rector.
Mm-hmm.
Tap tags. Still got days. Okay, so I'm going to tap 1, 2. I'll do this. 1, 2. Put a counter on the wall of roots. 3. And tap the bird 4 and play academy rector.
Let's see. I don't think an extra moves. All right, yeah, that's fine.
And I will sacrifice the rector to the ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger and remove it from the game.
Yep.
Go and get a pattern of rebirth. Put it on the bird of paradise.
Okay.
And then I'll sack the bird to the ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger pattern. Ghoul's a 6/6.
Yep.
Pattern will go and put a chroma into play.
Okay.
And I'll attack with a 6/6 ghoul and a chroma.
Mm-hmm. And that'll be 12 total, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 to 5.
And I'll pass the turn.
Oh, can't see another careful study.
Okay.
1, 2. Yeah, it's a little too late.
Yeah.
Your game.
Yeah, you drew nothing off those careful studies. No,
I know. There's some air in the deck, so
Yeah. Okay.
play first. Do you feel like your deck has a pretty good matchup spread?
Yeah, I mean, it feels. In some ways, it's a bit like the Rock, right?
Yeah.
As in, it doesn't feel. It feels like you've got a chance against anything because you've got like some 0-5 walls. You've got some out of the nowhere combo wins. I faced like a mono black deck in my pod, and I managed to get a Chroma and Worship into play.
Right.
So it's like
You do have some game with.
Yeah, it feels like you got games against a lot of things. I think I've built the deck wrong. There's definitely because I played it in a face-to-face tournament last weekend as well, and I made some changes which were better. So I think I've made the deck wrong. The mana base is horrible.
Yeah, I'm looking at that mana base. It seems.
Yeah, my mana base is wrong.
You have too many white sources. It looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, maybe not, but.
Yeah, I mean.
Price of Progress rips you apart from Sly.
Absolutely, but also against Sly, if you the first thing you get with the Academy Rector is a Worship.
Yeah, then they have to kill all your creatures.
They've got to kill all your creatures, yeah, which is before you get an Achroma into play, which is very difficult for them to get around.
Yeah.
So they need Anarchy.
Yeah, but if you're futzing around with survival,
yeah,
maybe you'd just be dead by that point.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's got game against most decks, just because it's got like the early walls and Cabal therapies, and you can just win that way.
Yep.
Just like the Rock can just win with a bit of discard and some walls.
Yep.
Yeah, I got beat. I lost one game in the pods, which was to a red-green goblin deck who just had the nut straws.
Yeah, it happens.
And both games. So yeah.
The deck seems kind of a little bit weak to Oath too.
Oath's not terrible.
You don't have much to deal with the Terravores that they pop out.
Well, exactly. I have the one pernicious deed in the main deck, and I have the worship, but they've got to find their enchantment removal.
They do. Yeah.
Worship just lets you hang on for those extra turns you need.
Yep.
But yeah, the middle's good.
Yep. All right, I'll play.
I'm playing like, well, you've seen the deck list. I'm playing one deed main and one in the sideboard, and I think it should be 2 in the main and 1 in the sideboard.
Yeah.
And that helps against Oath.
Yeah, that does.
Also, the Gilded Drake is quite funny when they oath up a Terravore and you just go and get a Gilded Drake. You keeping?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
I think I'll mulligan this.
I'm going to keep. Yeah, I'm going to keep. What about Madness? What do you think about it?
I think in a sea of mid-range, I think it's pretty good. Against combo, ironically, despite having kind of end of turn, threats and counter magic, it has felt really bad against any sort of combo, against Phyrexian Devour combo versus your combo. I mean, it's like there's just not enough to
and I play so many mana dorks that days kind of becomes a bit irrelevant.
Okay. I guess I will keep this. One, 2, 3, 4. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Play an island. Your turn.
Drop. Play a basic forest and pass the turn.
Play a waterfront bouncer.
Okay.
Your turn.
Draw. Play a brushland and make a survival.
And I'll raise this.
Okay. And I'll pass the turn.
I'll attack you for 1.
19.
Your turn.
And draw. Play a Carplusan Forest. Take a damage, 18. Play Goblin Bombardment.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, huh?
Depends how many 1/1s you've got in your hand.
Yeah, how many cards do you have?
I've got 5.
I'll counter that.
Okay.
19.
And I'll pass the turn.
I'll leave that there. I'll take a point and play Ruwala.
Okay.
And it's your turn.
Okay. And drop. Gemstone Mine.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and play a Pernicious Deed.
Yep, fine.
And pass the turn.
I'll thank you for 4.
Yep, I got a 14.
Yeah, and it's your turn.
And tap. Draw. Play a Reflecting Pool. Cards in hand?
4.
4. I'm actually going to blow the deed for 2 now.
Yep.
And then I'm going to tap a green and 1 and play a Wall of Roots.
Yep.
And pass the turn. Bouncer was one of those cards I looked in your list and went, oh, that could be really awkward.
Yeah, okay. I'll go into 16, play survival. It's your turn.
Okay. Untap. And draw. Play a City of Brass.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
So forest. Pass.
Tap. And draw. Hey, I'll play a Forest and pass. Look who's flooding this game.
I'll pitch squee.
Yeah.
For Root Walla. Pitch Root Walla. Cast it.
Yeah.
4. Thank you for a squee.
Oh, you're going for the value town on those card draw spells.
Yeah. These come back. Draw. Attack.
I'll block with the Wall of Roots.
Yep. Land. I'm going to Pyrokinesis, the Wall of Roots, pitching squee.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pitch squee for a Wild Mongrel. Play it. Your turn.
Yeah.
Down to 14.
Untap. And draw. Let's play another City of Brass. 14. And pass the turn.
He comes back. Draw. I will attack for them.
No blocks.
I'll pump.
Yeah.
And pump for 6 total.
Yeah. Got 8.
And it's your turn.
Drop. Play a Phyrexian Tower. Tap 2 and play a Wall of Roots.
Yep.
Cards in hand.
2.
2. I'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and play a Suckling Burst.
Yep.
7 counters on it.
You have 1 card left.
1 card left.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Your turn. 13. Pitch squee. 4. Rootwalla. Pitch. Rootwalla. 4. Wonder.
Yeah, and that's game. I flooded out. Big style. Had a recurring nightmare in my hand, but yeah.
Yeah, well, both of our decks didn't show up.
No, that was just big flood.
Yeah, no kidding.
As I kept four cards and 3 land, and yeah, drew 3
Into... Yeah, I know. That was my first game.
I drew the Sap Burst last turn. I'm like, don't think I'm going to get another turn. Not sure if I popped the deed too early as well. I know you kind of baited me to pop it by tapping out. It was still a 2 for 1.
Yeah, and kind of...
And getting rid of the bouncer was relevant.
Yep, I mean, that's relevant, and I wasn't going to commit more to the board, so you could take 4 for a few turns.
Yeah, but I figured that I could take out the bouncer now and the Rootwalla, which was a bonus, and play the Wall of Roots, which, unless you get Wonder, can block most of your team. I wondered about the Pyrokinesis. I was like, it looked a bit greedy with you can't really cast it, and having to, I mean, pitching squeeze to it's fine.
Yep.
But it did look a little, when I looked at your deck list, I thought,
yeah, no, it
looks a bit greedy.
The deck does see a lot of cards, and if survival gets into play, it can see a bunch more. But yeah, it is admittedly pretty greedy. But it's the way the deck works. I mean, this deck has to do something for goblins and elves, or else
absolutely.
Totally overrun you.
Yeah, and you can't really fall back on the usual Pyroclasm because it takes out your team.
Oh yeah, no, it's brutal. You can do middle.
Okay.
Good. Middle for you?
Yeah, middle's good. I'll keep.
Yeah, this is fine.
I'll play a forest and a bird and pass it down.
Play an island. Your turn.
And tap. Draw. Play a Lamwell Waste. Take a damage off the Lamwell Waste. You go 19. In there somewhere. And tap that for a black, and I'll play a Withered Wretch. And pass the turn.
Yeah. Forest. It's your turn.
And tap. Draw. Play a Gemstone Mine.
Yep.
Tap 2 and play a Wall of Roots.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Play Forest. It's your turn.
And tap. Draw. Play a City of Brass.
Yep.
Play another Wall of Roots.
Okay.
Play a Bird of Paradise.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Your turn. I'll Frantic Search.
No, okay.
1, 2. Play Root Walla.
Yeah.
Alamo Coast. Wild Mongrel.
Yep.
Your turn.
Untap. Drop. First survival.
Yeah, survive. Results.
And pass the turn.
This. Oh, guess Reverend Silence.
Kill all enchantments.
Yep.
Okay.
It's your turn.
End of turn, I'll remove the 2 cards in your graveyard with the river. Untap. Draw. Cards in hand.
4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a damage. 18. Counter 5. Counter 6. 7, 8. I'll play Symbiotic one.
Let me look this thing up.
It's a 7/7. When it dies, I put 7/1/1 insects into play. Doesn't trample, unfortunately.
You have counters on everything now? You used up all your mana?
I have used up all my mana.
All right. All days.
On the days. Yep.
None?
Yeah.
Did you remove a counter from Gemstone? Didn't you use that for something else?
No.
No? Okay.
It's the first time I used the gemstone.
Okay. That was the last game. I'll attack with the mongrel.
Cards in your hand?
I have 5.
5. No blocks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, 16.
Wasteland. And it's your turn.
Okay, untap. And drop.
Yep.
One, 2, 3, 4. Playing Academy Rector.
Yep, resolves.
And pass the turn.
Play a forest, and it's your turn.
It's like a moat, isn't it? Untap.
Yeah.
And draw. Another Landmark Waste.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to remove the days from your graveyard.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Your turn.
Untap. Draw. See what I'm playing with. Let's tap the bird for a black and duress you.
Sure.
Yeah, take the days.
Yep.
Squeeze.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Your turn.
Untap. Drop. I'll tap 2 and play Goblin Bombardment.
Sure.
And I'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4. Like Pandemonium.
Okay.
I will sacrifice the Rector to the Goblin Bombardment to do 1 damage, and I'll trigger and remove it from the game.
Yep. 18.
And I'll go through and find a Sackling Burst.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do 21 points of damage.
Yeah.
Good game.
Good games.
Whew.
1, 2. Wow.
Did you flood out that time as well?
Yep. Sure did. That'll be it. It's games of magic.
Yeah, and I think this matchup, the one who floods out least probably wins.
Yeah, it could be. You have a. Yeah, I mean, it could be the case. I mean, it's like you have a combo win. I don't.
Yeah. I boarded in the second deed, the Withered Wretch, a couple of Duress, and the Monk Realist, just as a way to kill the survival.
Yep.
And
Yeah, Rich does a great job of that.
I took out like 2 ghouls, the worship because I can't protect it, and you just kill it. The contamination because you can just kill it anyway with your reverent silences.
Yeah.
And the one-off Sylvan Library because all of these cards seem better.
Yeah. Yeah. That was all good. I brought in Pyrokinesis and what else? And some enchantment hate.
Yeah.
Did not
figured,
come up.
did you pick the Gilded Drake in?
No, I figured you'd have too many sack outlets. So
Yeah, because I was a bit scared of the Gilded Drake, and it's like if you get the bouncer on the table and I can't get rid of it, and you Gilded Drake myself and start bouncing it can get really awkward.
Yeah, for sure. But you have like a ghoul or a tower takes that game plan away.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, and Withered Wretch is insane against your opponent if you're both on survival. Just
for sure.
Eat everything.
No, it's really good.
Yeah, that's why my hand in the third game was a snap keep. I had Forest, City of Brass, Gemstone Mine, Wall, Withered Wretch, and a bird. And I'm like, I'm on the play. I'm turn 1 bird and I'm turn 2 Withered Wretching. And if anything, it's going to make it awkward for squeeze and survival.
Yeah, just hoping to draw into a Pyrokinesis because I had the had the Wasteland, so I could really set you back had I had that. But
yeah, I must admit, I was afraid of that. When I played the second bird, I was like, he obviously hasn't got a Pyrokinesis yet, but if he draws one, I'm getting Wastelanded and half my team's gone. I'll have a couple of walls left.
Yeah, right. But so be it. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
What changes would you make to the deck, Matt? You said you would.
So it definitely wants a second Pernicious Deed in the main deck because I'm boarding the one out the sideboard in every single game because many games you end up having to deed.
What are you taking out usually? Is it been the same thing and you're like, I should just switch that up? Or is it you're switching up based on what your match is?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty much bringing deed in against everything. Yeah, and I think that the one Sylvan Library is kind of cool when you get it, and it's a really good card, and you really want it, but it's a one-off. You don't really want to tutor for it with a Rector because there's just miles better things. So that Sylvan Library would probably just be better off as a deed, just because I'm running survival.
Yeah.
If I wasn't running survival, then Sylvan gets more value. But because I'm running the 4 survival, I'd definitely take the Sylvan out, put an extra deed in. I could probably cut one of the Phyrexian ghouls and go down to 2 ghouls and 1 Nantuko Husk. And I'd really want a Verdant Force in there. Just because it's a lot easier to get the contamination lock by just getting a Verdant Force and a contamination, as opposed to having to get Symbiotic Worm in the graveyard and a Recurring Nightmare and the contamination. And the mana base is rubbish.
Yeah.
My mana base, I should have Windswept. I shouldn't play Carploos and Forests. I should be playing Windswept Heaths. I should be playing 1 Plains. Yeah. Or the other way I thought of going was going more Goblin Bombardment and put the Shield Sphere and Enduring Renewal combo back in, like the original Special K deck. But I don't know if that's any good these days. I didn't think this was going to be any good. I'd just come off the Spring Fling where I played Replenish, which is like major spike deck, and thought I want to play something fun. And yeah, turns out most of my opponents in the pod stage had to look up most of the cards I was playing.
With Enchantress being on a high note right now in terms of numbers of people playing it, do you consider playing Dystopia at all in a sideboard?
It kind of ruins your Wall of Roots and Survival and Birds of Paradise. And to be honest,
it hits each player, right? It's not a
one-sided.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah,
it's been a while since
think
got hit.
Again, I think the answer to Enchantress is the second deed in the main deck and the third deed in the sideboard.
Yeah.
kind of patches everything.
Nothing else really does much against the Enchantress itself.
No.
Having that wipe it out. Or Powder Keg, but leave the enchantments.
Yeah, I mean, with this version, if I came across Enchantress, I'd board the 2 Engineered Plagues in.
Yep, that always sucks. Having Enchantress get called for, what, Monk usually? Or, I'm trying to remember. It's human something now.
Is it Human Druid?
Human Druid, I think, yes. Yeah, so you get Druid.
Yeah. But no, other than that, the deck's been hilariously good fun to play, and I think I've won with Goblin Bombardment by sacking a symbiotic worm and then recurring nightmaring it back and sacking it again. I've won with the Pandemonium Sapling Burst. I've contaminated locked people, and I've done the Worship Acroma against the block deck, which was, and he realised that he wasn't playing any Diabolic Edicts, so he couldn't actually kill my Acroma, and he had no way to kill my Worship. So I think I've won, and I've won with the usual ghoul combo: attack with the ghoul, sack the Rector, put the pattern on the bird, sack the bird, get the symbiotic worm, sack everything else. So I think I've won with every way that the deck can during these 7 rounds of Magic. So and apparently a friend of mine, we were testing at the weekend. We played an in-person event, and he was like, "The deck's a nightmare to sideboard against."
Yeah.
You don't know which way it's going to come out, and what's with especially with survival, it's like they could board in like half a dozen creatures and play like a survival deck.
Yep.
So it's like.
What about you, Brian? Any changes you make to your deck?
No, there's
It's just a random flooding problem.
Yeah, I mean there's a few flex slots depending on what you want to do with it, but the deck's really not very good against combo. So like especially combo has ways to deal with counter magic. So right, so it's kind of hard to sit behind days and counterspell and actually have it do enough. There's no meddling mage. There's not enough disruption against combo to make it that good. So I think in general it's a bad matchup to different combo decks. But it's really good in the mid-range kind of world, but not good against combo.
Yeah. Well, great match, guys.
Yeah.
Don't
good
want to cut you loose, but I got another one in 50 minutes.
All right.
I'm back at it. So,
yeah.
No worries.
Of course, you guys have to be the guinea pigs for my audio video.
That's fine.
Well,
all right, guys. Have a good night.
Good games, guys. And,
yeah. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Brian.
Yeah, nice meeting you. Have a good one, guys.
See you again.
Guys.
Bye.